Howdy folks, you're back with Big CheeZ for some more Assassin's Creed fun. This is the last episode doing it like this, and we'll be back on, well, back onto normal games, I suppose, which would be nice, being able to play together. I feel weird playing games now without you guys. Is that strange already? Like, I can't play a game now, and like without thinking, why have I not got a light on me? Like, oh right, because the camera's not on. That's weird. Yeah. But yeah, this is the last bit of the Assassin's Creed 1, okay? The game can be got through quite quickly. I stopped doing every single investigation. I stopped doing every single citizen. I think I got it down to about, I don't know, 10, 12 hours for the whole game. So it's not long if you kind of do it that way. And you, goddamn, if you do play this game, please do it that way, because otherwise you will destroy something or you'll stay away from the Assassin's Creed series, and that would be a crying shame. But like I said, this is the last one for doing it like this. So this one, it's more about the lengths the Templars will go to in order to win, in order to take control. For our targets for this one, we have only kind of two assassination targets before we get to Robert, the head of the Templar Order. Our two targets are named Sebrand and Jubair. Now Jubair is kind of more of an intellectual target. He is killing scholars, he is burning books, and he is doing it at an 8th grade level. He's taking all the knowledge that would harm the Templars, that would arm the public with more knowledge, that would make things harder for them in order to take or assert their control. Now, Sebrand is doing a similar sort of thing, because his gig is that he is taking ships, he is commandeering ships, in order to stop supplies from reaching the king. Now, they're going to deprive the public of both their support from the king, their hope in their regent and that kind of thing, and any solace they may take from intellectual pursuits. They're killing scholars, they're killing priests, they're destroying books. They're trying to take away everything that would give people hope, so that the last kind of line for them is to listen to the Templars. Obviously they don't know that they're listening to Templars, but anything then that books get produced, any people that are speaking, their mind will always be doing it in a positive light about Templars. Again, going back to the same sort of propaganda piece that Abu Nakut started in the last episode, taking their lead from him, and again giving people that one thing they can rely on. Going back, to be fair, even further to the slaver, taking broken people who don't have anything left to go to, anything left to hope for, giving them one thing they can rely on, they'll be fiercely loyal to it. And it'd be the same with any of us. If you had that one thing that was a saving grace for you from everything, you'd give everything to hold on to that. I certainly would. Like right now, it's this channel. I'd give anything for this channel right now. Not during the Templars, but you know what I mean, alright? Like, it's taking away any other hope, so you invest everything in that one thing. They do it in very good ways. I mean, there's not a lot of the investigation into this one. With Jubair's one, again, he's not much of a fighter. He just runs away, so it makes it very easy to identify him. He will have 6 other people who are dressed exactly the same as him, and all we're looking for is the one who runs away. So that makes it a bit easier. With Sebrand's one, it's a little bit different. Sebrand, he fears, he really does. He is paranoid. At this point, they are aware of you. The Templar Order has been, thinned out a little bit by us. Big up, yeah. But he's aware you're coming. So when you first meet him, he kills a scholar because he looks like you, and they've never seen him before. No one can vouch for him, or is too scared to vouch for him. The scholar gets killed because of it. So that's probably on our hands at some point. But when we find Sebrand, when we finally put the knife into him, he's scared of death. He doesn't believe there is anything afterwards, and it kind of gives us a bit more of an insight into what the Templar Order believes in. They don't have a belief in something afterwards so much as it's more about the here and now. So it's a kind of very interesting thing for that part of it. Whether that's like the whole Templar Order, or whether it's Sebrand, because he does talk very differently compared to most of the other people that we have killed. He's still of the mindset, like everyone else is for the greater good. Whether it's doing it because you believe that you should do it for then on, or doing it because you want to have things right now, is still for the greater good. So there's that. But with those two out of the way, our next target is Robert de Sales. Okay, he is the Grand Master of the Templar Order at the time, and his grand scheme is to turn the Saracen army and the Crusader army against the assassins. Over the course of this game, we have killed several targets on both sides of the field, and we now are the common enemy for both sides. He staged at the funeral of the judge from the last one, sorry. He sends along a decoy. A lady who will become very important to us, I believe. We do not kill her when we realise that it is not Robert. We let her go. But they have staged a funeral so that Robert can get to the king and ideally get to Saladin as well and convince them to turn all their armies, all their forces on the assassins at Masyaf. Not good times for us. So now we have to race across the kingdom to try and get to Robert first before he convinces the king and Saladin to do so. Like I said, we let the lady go, the decoy. Okay, and for the time, there's not many women in. Well, there's none. There is no women in the army. There's no women in the Crusader army. So that kind of thing, again, is more about the equality side of things. Robert doesn't distinguish between sex. They don't distinguish between sexuality or anything. They will have whoever is on the same mindset. The equality piece is still there for them. You know, Templar order first for employees. They have really don't have anything for it. As long as you're of the same mindset, then you're in the team. We let this lady go, and I think there is a later on cutscene. I think it's either in this one or in the next one, where Altair and this lady get together. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. And that extends the bloodline forward. That's the person who, you know, we kind of run down through the ages with. But, like I said, we were back with Robert. Okay, so we have a fight to the death, and back then it is believed that trial by combat will decide pretty much anything. And that God will side with the one who is right and give his arm mighty strength. So as long as you're a good combatant, you'll win every fight. Doesn't matter what you say, trial by combat, done. We win our trial by combat, I know. Not as tidily as I was really hoping. I was hoping the last fight would go a lot nicer than it has done. But we still win. Okay, so screw it. We win, we kill Robert, and he drops the bomb on us that he is not the last one on the list of people who know about the Peace of Eden. That's right, the Peace of Eden is the linking thing between all 9 of these people so far. All 9 of them are conspirators, I guess, or part of a group of people who, you know, found out about the Peace of Eden, planned the, you know, the dig site and everything like that in order to get to it. It is not, however, 9 people. There is a 10th person, and for those of you who guess, it is Al-Mualim. 5 points if you guess that. Al-Mualim is the person who knows about it. He doesn't just know about it because he is the Grand Master of the Assassins. He knows about it because he is part of, or was part of, the Templar group hunting down the Peace of Eden. I know, bad boy. He doesn't want to share. He sends Altair in order to get it for himself, and things kind of go badly for it. But not good for him. We know about it now. We know about him. So we then have to go and attack him, okay? And when we get there, it is very clear that Al-Mualim has turned. He has the whole Masyaf turned against us, ready to kill us. And once we get in the garden to fight him, he starts using the Peace of Eden as it is, well, ready to be used as. It's an illusion device. It will control men and women's minds. It will control our mind to an extent to make us see people as our enemies, our previous targets, whatever it happens to be, and we will defend ourselves against them. Eventually, we fight Al-Mualim. He, for a minute, then tries to convince us to say, you know, I hope that you would see the path, you know, the right path to this, so you wouldn't have to die, basically. He tells us that the reason that he hasn't used the Apple of Eden on us the whole time is because for us, it doesn't work quite so well. There are people who are immune to it, immune to the effects of it, so they don't, you know, seal the illusions. They aren't completely controlled by it. It still has a power. It's not just illusion. So it does, in our case, freeze our body, so Al-Mualim can, you know, just run and talk at us, much like I do with you guys. But it represents a power that will, if the Templars get their hands on it, conquer the world, or corrupt the world, I should say. We kill Al-Mualim. We beat him handily, I should say. In the game, it sucked. I will say this because I was fighting him, and at one point, it just launched me. He hit me once, and it shot me out like a cannon over the edge of a cliff. Game froze, and I had to do like an hour's worth of work again. It was a pain in the ass. So again, stay the hell away from this game on the PC version, at the very least. It does not work. But once we've killed Al-Mualim, he drops the apple, and our first thought is to destroy the apple. That thought goes away very quickly. The apple has a pull over us, it has a control over us, even when it's not in somebody else's hands. We cannot destroy it. We couldn't destroy it. Instead, it shows us things. It shows us a projection of where other pieces of Eden are. This is the secret, this is the image, this is the piece of information that the Templars have been looking for. The reason why we've been in the Animus. They want other pieces of Eden. And the only way to find out where they are, other than digging every piece of the earth up, is to use Desmond. Finally, they have what they've been looking for. So, armed with this knowledge, they pull us out of the Animus. We can hear them talking that they're planning, they're sending teams to every single one of the sites. There's about a dozen, as we can see in the globe, hopefully you'll see in the globe. I am pointing this way. I'm not always getting this right, which way I'm pointing, but I'm going to try. They send off their teams to pick up the other pieces of Eden, partly to make sure no one else gets them, but partly because they need the Apple of Eden. And it sounds, I'm not 100% sure on all of this yet. I'm still digging into a lot of the lore of the Assassin's Creed stuff. But there are, by the sounds of it, several apples of Eden. Apples of Eden, it's an apple tree essentially, so I guess there could be a few. Unless the projection is just apples of Eden, I suppose. I'm not 100% sure. But Vinnick is then ordered to kill us. That they are done with us. They found, they got a projection and everything like that. They don't need us anymore. But Lucy, bless her, she steps in and convinces the Vinnick's boss to keep us alive, at least for now, saying to her that to him that we don't know if this is everything. Okay, there could be more stuff. There could be other answers that we may need Desmond for. We should hold on to him until we are 100% sure that we have everything. So, in case there's traps or something like that, we need to be sure that we have every base covered, which saves our life a bit. We are then left on our own in there. Okay, this is the point in the game where you can mess around with things. You can go back into the computer and stuff like that, and to find out more information. And we do just that. Okay, at this point we have pickpocketed Vinnick's key code. So we take that to his computer, we find the code for the door into the conference room. We go into that room and there is another computer waiting in there for us. And it has not a lot of information, but it's kind of an email between Vinnick's boss and Vinnick, telling him basically to move along or hurry things up. But it also describes a couple of other projects that they've been working on. One of them is is the project that exploded. It gets referenced a few times in the game as a site that the assassins attacked. Caused an explosion and ruined a lot of work. There's a few other ones in it that one of them is a time traveling project. I know, it's kind of crazy, but it sounds like something like the Nebuchadnezzar or God knows what, but some sort of time traveling ship that they have kind of images for or sightings of throughout history a few times. There's a whole lot of stuff they've been working on that with, again, with pieces of Eden, with artifacts from the past, with huge amounts of power. But it's all detailed in this email. But it kind of goes into things later on. This stuff is more useful much later on. There'll be a few pieces that will pop up. There'll be a few pieces of information that will pop up, or other pieces of Eden that may get described that link later on to, or that link back to this email from the first game. This is why we're starting on this one. Okay, it gives you a grounding in what the Templar Order is trying to do, what they're capable of, what they will do, and what they're kind of after. The pieces of Eden are god-like artifacts. Anything that, anything you may have read about, anything that sounds like a magical object from history, any myth, any legend, the Ubisoft guys have turned a lot of these into pieces of Eden. So the Apples of Eden, I think Poseidon's Trident is in there somewhere, the Shroud of Turin, the Holy Grail, they're all in there. It's very cool. A lot of it's been worked in very, very interesting ways, very fun, cool ways. And as things go on, I think it's next maybe either number 2 or number 3. There is a lot that comes into it that's why we need to stagger it. But anyway, this has been the end of number 1. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this. Next video we do will be us playing the game together. Okay, it'll be from Ezio's story. Ezio is an assassin who he doesn't start off as an assassin. He doesn't start off the memory bank as an assassin. The second game is kind of made to be a training sort of thing for Desmond. There's a thing called a bleeding effect, which if you're in the Animus for too long, you start learning or picking up the skills from your ancestors, which for the assassins is very good because it means that you can pack a whole lot of training into a very tight amount of time, which is great. It's fantastic for that. But it means that, yeah, there won't be, I don't think it's as bad a tutorial system as it is in the first one, or as heavy a tutorial system as it is in the first one, but it means we can play the game a lot better together. So there's that to look forward to, okay guys? So next time it will be from Ezio's point of view, it'll be a whole new assassin, it'll be a whole new journey, but we are one game down on the mega playthrough. I think it's like 12 games, I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head. Yeah, I think it's something like that. I'll put them around at this point. But yeah, okay. So join me next time, guys, for some more Assassin's Creed fun. I've been Big CheeZ. Chuck some cheddar on that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share with your friends. I really appreciate it. The channel is growing little by little every day. And if anyone's got any ideas for games that we could do together, I would really appreciate hearing them. I would love to give you more games with you guys. So yeah, if there's anything you want to join us on, I keep saying it, I think. I'm starting a No Man's Sky series with a friend of mine, 7 Days to Die. There's all sorts of stuff coming out soon. If you do want to join us, then drop me a friend request to my Facebook and you can join us on there as well. But yeah, I've been Big CheeZ, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.